hey, look at that. That's a great big hole right there. It's a bit of a mess. I do not have a good way to clean this out. So we're just gonna get after it. I'm gonna try to be as safe as I can. I'm gonna clean off my planks and then everything I can reach. Pitch in there, we'll sweep it up afterwards, drag it outside, get it into the dumpster. That's all there is to it. The 40 gallons of water I poured down the hole and the recent rainfall have made it very humid. Holy moly. A lot of house fell down in the hole. We'll get it out though. I do wish I had some kind of big monster shop vac, but digging a ditch inside a ditch is about the only real way to do it. The original air handler to the house seems to be under this section of the floor, and that's actually what's been, I think, holding everything up, which is pretty great. I am very curious as to which one of these two is the water coming into the house. 99.9% sure it's got to be this one. I just don't understand why it's coming from that way. It should be coming from the street, which is that way. Again, I still don't understand the layout of this house. Every turn baffles me because the inside of this closet is also an exterior wall. So maybe the original house was, well, that would, I don't know. Because like this bathroom, this room, this hallway were all original to the house. This feels like it was an extension. The water's coming this way. I mean, maybe there was a kitchen back there. I have no idea. But I'm super curious. So right now, if the water line's in the ground, it's coming from this direction, which is away from the street. And that looks like there was siding originally, and that this wood paneling covered up exterior siding. And you can see the original roof line under here. If I can get you in there. So this room was poorly built in an extension, obviously. Well, made a dent in it. Yeah, right? I guess first thing you gotta do is clear out the disaster, and then you can start thinking about repairing it. So that's where we are in the process. We have cleared out a lot of the disaster so that we can start assessing damage and indeed contemplating solutions and repairs, which is, I'd say that's a step. Well, now we can see a great big hole where no hole should be. So what do we got going on? How bad is it really? So that's bad, but I can't tell how far do I have to go in here for a good one. Okay. The next floor joist over is still completely intact and actually okay. That looks like a carpenter notched it, but it looks like it actually just fell over time. I'm sure we can get a jack under there and lift that back up, and then we can sister right into that one, or just double the joist all the way from one side to the other. It only runs about, 10 feet? I don't know my tape measure within reach, but basically where that door is the length, and I think that's 10 feet. So we'll need to replace or sister this thing. 1, 2, 3. And then over behind me, we have decent wood right back here. So the last 2 feet of this and the first like 8 feet here are all Wi-Fi. Yeah, we can do it. She's down. I mean, it's clearly not holding anything up right now anyway, so, you know, removing it by hand is not gonna hurt anything. Clearly, everything's been here. Rain, mold, rot, bugs, termites, you name it. We'll spray in here, we'll deal with all that. We'll put pressure treated in where it seems appropriate. But for right now, we still gotta get it out. Guess it all depends on how you look at it here, gang. There's enough of this that we can just remove by hand without really breaking a sweat or moving a tool. It's because it's bad, gang. But can we fix it? Sure, why not? It's just a bunch of sticks in the shape of a great big box. Well, the forensics of this house are just getting wilder and wilder. So, what we have here is this room is definitely an extension. This was attached sort of like a ledger, like you would attach a deck, which is fine because the roof lands on that wall and the opposite wall. So this is sort of not particularly load bearing. The original part of the house is right here, and it's we found where it's rotten out. I'm not really sure what the sill plate size was, but we'll figure that out. Oh no, see, there it is. It's probably a true 2-inch sill plate because this house dates back to the 50s. But this room was added with what looks like it's like a 1-inch true sill plate. So it's bad right here. Yeah, that's interesting. That's like a rough sawn lumber. Tape measures over there. Reminder to check that. This is all okay, which is great, which is the first joist. Not sure why it's doubled up, but I may be glad that it is. For the most part, everything down that direction is looking pretty good, actually. According to my calculations, this is actually 1 3/4 true, and this is 7 1/2. So with modern day lumber, and a 2x8 being 7 1/4, and a 2x4 being 1.5 inches, we'll be a 1/2 inch short. And to figure out how to deal with that. It's just something to note when I go lumber shopping to pick up the replacement house that needs to go here. I was gonna say not bad for half a day's work, but it really depends on how you look at it. For me, this was a daunting thing to start, so diving in and just tearing away at it and understanding at this point that it's relatively secure, because at first glance, none of this seems okay. I wouldn't say it's like okay, but I don't think it's gonna fall on me, and I'm going to fix it. That's what we're gonna do, and I feel safe enough getting in here and dealing with all of that the way that everything is secured. So I think we were very lucky the way that the damage was created through this hole in the roof, and then basically the water heater rotting through the floor, basically making it drain this way. Who knows, it could have been worse. I guess it's all about perspective, gang. I'm calling myself lucky here. Let's see if I can jack that beam up, because it's actually kind of potentially maybe a little bit okay-ish. Let's try it. Change course if we're wrong. Sure. Let's see if this can do it. Don't know what vehicle this came out of. Found it in the garage, gang. Look at that. The building is flipped in right back up. Don't know how far I really need to go with it, but we're about, I don't know. Guess that would have been on the sill plate that's missing, so we're a ways out actually, but let's see if it'll go. Again, I don't really know if that was notched. If that was notched, that's where we need to be. It's hard to tell though. Now it doesn't look like it was notched, but that's the 1-inch sill plate. We're still about 1 inch out. I'm willing to see. I mean, it's going pretty easy, but I don't really want to press my luck yet because I don't have anything to attach it to anyway. It's actually okay. This is right underneath the bathtub, so that's rotten for a totally different reason. Anyway, that's not bad. That's more leveler. All right, we got some reinforcements. One more layer of don't fall down. There goes nothing. So we're gonna give this a small little footing pad and go straight up to this 2x6 that we added, thus adding one more layer of don't fall down. I think I can take out this section of wall. See how difficult it is with this. This is old exterior siding in here. So let's wreck some stuff. Clearly we got some mold issues, but that's why I'm rocking the respirator, just better safe than sorry. But fortunately it's really isolated, so it's the first basically 2 studs, so 32 inches-ish. And really our line is this stud. That's not so bad, actually. Kinda shocked. The good thing about this, if there is a good thing about it, is this is the old exterior of the house, it seems. So there is more structure here than there would be. This is looks like true 1 inch right here. So that's also supporting the back of the stud wall. Obviously we have to remove some of it. We should be able to take out the rotten 2x4s and all of that stuff, replace them without having any structural integrity issues. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't gone unnoticed that the original foundation seems to be not filled in. I'm sure that was standard practice around here in the 50s. I'm sure nobody expected this house to last that long, but it kind of has. If I didn't think fixing it was the most cost-effective solution and possible, I would not be going through all this trouble. But it made it this far. We're now a bigger hole where no hole used to be. I'm trying to chase this back. I actually brought my Woobin flashlight this time. So that looks like that's pretty rotten for like 4 or 5 feet. Anyway, that joist isn't looking great. That one's looking, yeah, alright-ish. Team, I'm gonna be spending a lot of time in this hole. Obviously, again, no surprises. Big hole in the roof in this corner. It's been collecting moisture for at least a decade. What we're seeing here is the original foundation, the original sill plate, the original band joist or rim joist, and then here is a beam on some kind of ledger thing that was attached through the original siding, which is rotten, to the existing band joist. It's one way to do it, gang. Not the way anyone would do it in modern times, but who knows when this extension was added. I mean, many, many moons ago. I guess we're gonna fix it. That's how this is gonna go. The tricky part is I am trying to figure out how to fix it. I'm not totally clear on what's holding it up, but I guess... Oh, look, so it's stacked lumber on blocks. That'll... Oh, God, that'll work, I guess, if it has to. Boy, howdy. Gee whiz. Not how it will be built in modern times, but nothing we're going to fret about. We will fix it one way or another. One way or another may include taking up this entire floor in this room, which, you know, I don't want to, but it's not that big a deal if we gotta. Let's see if we can just pull these nails out. That's funny, ain't that? No! Uh-oh. Lost my flashlight down the hole. Hang on, I gotta fish that out. I love that thing. Milestones, team. We are measuring for our first new piece of wood. Well, I brought my saw, but I'm scouting the area here for a place to set up shop. Alright, sometimes you gotta challenge yourself and say, hey man, how hard can I make this very simple task? Have obstacles on the ground. I think I definitely increased the degree of difficulty on this one. Perfect. Graceful like a gazelle. Feeling semi-professional almost, compared to the trip hazards we were working with. Got our lumber rack over there on the counter, got our saw on this old desk, and now we can actually cut the first piece of wood to repair this house. One of many. E pluribus unum. I need a marking device. Oh, come on now. I even got a pencil. Even got a pencil in this germ. Whoosh. A little quick whittling on our marking device and we'll be. Now who looks like a real carpenter? 31 1/4. We'll cut on our lines. We want to be a fuzz light. Here we go. Now, how do we think we did? Probably nailed it. Nothing but aces. Dang. That'll do it, gang. That'll do it. First new piece of wood in this busted, crappy old house. It's gonna be great, but that's, you know, just gotta keep doing that a bunch of times more and we'll have a great house. It's gonna be cool. Well, progress is progressing. Got a temporary pressure-treated 2x4 holding up the last foot of this cantilever Wi-Fi roof situation. Now I think it's time to continue replacing this section of floor, you know, just working our way in concentric circles outwards, demolishing this place and rebuilding it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you guys know. This whole thing may seem really dumb to you guys, but I'm pretty stoked at this little bit of progress. Just getting mentally prepared to tackle starting was a lot. I'm pretty stoked.